If you're working from home, there is one thing that you need more than anything else to make sure that your working from home experience is the most enjoyable, and then go through what the thing is that you need the most when you're working from home. So let me explain why you shouldn't have your custom keyboard, especially if you are working from home or simply if you're doing a lot of typing. Something that is important for me is to make sure that my work is as enjoyable as possible. That can be in different kind of ways, like for example, getting a better chair where you can sit properly, getting a good desk as well. It is so important to make sure that whatever you're doing with your job, if it is at home, to make it as enjoyable as possible. For me personally, it was not about getting a desk. It was not about getting a chair. It was getting a good keyboard. My first introduction to keyboard was a keyboard that a friend built me, which had the KLJ boxes originally, but that has been changed out. So this is the first keyboard I have had. This is currently my experiment keyboard. Currently I got some Gateron Silver Pros in it. They are lubed with Krytox 205G that I practiced with myself. It is a very enjoyable typing experience, and it was the thing that got me into mechanical keyboards from the beginning. It's not something that you have to do, of course. It's just, why suffer with a boring, bland membrane keyboard? Like, you should make it as enjoyable as you can, which also includes trying different sizes. My BM60 keyboard that I just had over there is a 65%, and this is a 75%. This is a Keychron Q1 with the ISO Nordic layout, because I am Swedish, best country in the world. And that is the keyboard that I use for work. It has the both 4UT switches inside of it that are actually not lubed yet, but I have plans on lubing it down the line. And honestly, it just makes the typing experience so much better. Like, dear God, like, I work from home, I type a lot. If I'm gonna be typing a lot, I'm going to make sure I am enjoying it as much as possible, which is why it's so essential to make every aspect of your work from home part more enjoyable, because then it is more enjoyable going to work in the morning. And then I also have my Keybio Iris for that split ortholinear keyboard, which has been also very enjoyable to type on. That is just essentially because, like, I wanted to try something new, something different, because there are all of these different kind of layouts, all the way from 40% to 100 and even more, because some people love to have more switches to utilize. So in my honest, humblest opinion, if you are working from home, or if you just like to type a lot on a keyboard, just get a mechanical keyboard. It's getting so much affordable now, so it's easy to get in. If you want to get started, honestly, my suggestion is looking at Keychron, because they have so many pre-built options that are extremely viable. There's such a wide range of, you can have it pre-built. And not only that, they also provide different layouts. If we're going to just do a short example for my BM60 keyboard, this is called an ANSI layout, which has a little bit different layouts. Like, for example, if we look at the Enter Shift, it's quite small. There is no brackets key next to the Z key, but if we look at my Keychron Q1, we can see it has a big Chungus enter, and then it has this bracket key right next to, so I can do less than 3 hearts so much easier. So sure, you could get a standing desk to make it more enjoyable, or sure, you can get a fancy smancy office chair to make it more enjoyable, but yes, get a keyboard that you will enjoy typing on. There's so much resources out there, so in all honesty, just message someone who might know about keyboards and start asking questions. In all honesty, the keyboard community is so amazing and friendly, and they will definitely help you out finding out what you want. When deciding on a keyboard, in my honest opinion, there are 2 things you need to focus on mainly. The size of the keyboard, and also the type of switch that is inside of the keyboard. There are 3 main kind of switches. We have the linear switches, which is essentially where the stem just travels the way down without no issues. Perfectly smooth, very nice, especially for gaming. The second type of switches you can look at are clicky switches. They are very nice to type on as well. It has a mechanism inside of the switch that makes the clicking noise, which for some people can be enjoyable. It's really up to you as the person who wants to have them or not. And then there's my favorite kind of switches, which are the tactile switches. I thoroughly enjoy them the most. They have a small little bump that you can feel when you're pressing down on the switch itself. All honestly, it is, I wish I started my keyboard journey so much sooner with the tactile switches, because it's just so enjoyable to type on. Absolutely 10 out of 10. But if you're starting out with keyboards, in all honesty, I would recommend either starting with a tactile switch or a linear switch. It really depends on what you're doing. If you're more into gaming, just do linear switches. It's more nicer having that smooth travel, especially if you are doing any FPS gaming. If you're doing a lot of typing, I would actually look into getting a tactile switch for your keyboards, because that makes it so enjoyable. And then there's tons of mods you can do to make it sound more thoughtky, as it's called, or just make it more enjoyable. Start out with getting a good typing experience, a good keyboard that you enjoy using, and then look into doing whatever you want with it, getting fancy keycaps. I'm basic. I don't need to have the most fanciest of keycaps. Just start searching for keyboards on YouTube, find something you like, and start working on your keyboards. With that being said, let's listen to how my current keyboard sounds like.